Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. In this video we're going to do a little bit of gunsmithing. We're going to be putting a sling swivel attachment into this shotgun. The trick is, this shotgun, the Stevens Model 67 Series E, did not come with a designated spot for a sling mount. So I could go with the one that clamps around the barrel, but I decided to go do something that's a little more challenging. I'm going to be drilling a hole into this barrel lug. This is the lug that holds the magazine tube in place. You got Uncle Mike's quick detachable sling mount kit, and we'll be taking this part, we cut it short, and then see if we can silver solder it into that barrel lug. I did some measurements. I found out that the width of the lug is 0.438 of an inch. Cut that in half to find the center. Come down to 0.219 of an inch. I'm going to be using Croil as a cutting fluid. I only use a little. I put a little bit on the drill to kind of get things started, like right here, and so far it's done a good job. Just that little bit of work. We're using this to aid in lubrication of the drill bit. And followed by, we're going to be cutting this part short. And we'll see if I can drill to a depth, or maybe cut this down to a depth where it fits into the barrel lug, and look, give it kind of a seamless look. And then hopefully later we'll silver solder it. So let's get started. Right here with using a pair of calipers, I was able to measure the width of the barrel lug from the magazine tube, and it came down to, do you see that? 0.438 of an inch. And cut that in half to find the middle of it. Comes out to 0.219 of an inch. As I start drilling a hole, I'm going to use Croil as a lubricant, so that the drill bit will not have any issues with boring through the metal, and also to prevent slipping through due to the drill bit wanting to walk instead of it staying in one spot. Okay, so we got our hole drilled. And the last drill bit that I end up using to finish that hole is a 3/16. You can see this fits in there effortlessly. One thing I will say, the Croil really does help, but what's even more important, because I didn't use the electric drill, I used the hand drill that's right there. It's important to get the chips out, because as you keep stepping up, because what I didn't straight drill in with the 3/16. I use smaller size drill bits, and to keep the chips out, I had to use a toothbrush to kind of sweep everything out, and then finish up with a Q-tip, just to make sure everything is nice and clean and free of debris. Now I'm going to start cutting I'm going to measure the depth of that hole, and then use that as a guide to see how short to make that sling mount. So I measured the unthreaded portion of this piece, and the measurement I came up with was 0.16 of an inch. The depth of the hole that I just drilled is 0.131, and so what I think I'm going to try to do is cut off all the threaded portion, and then kind of put it inside the hole to see how much, just kind of check to see how much is sticking out, then file down the rest, so that it sits pretty basically pretty if not dead on, pretty flush with the barrel lug. So I just cut this piece short, and again I want to emphasize the use of a lubricant while using cutting tools. In this case I'm using Croil again, and as you see here, the chips are kind of stuck together. As I was sawing, the chips were able to freely move out of the kerf, and the kerf is that section that's being cut inside the material. Chips are able to freely fly out of it, making the cutting a lot easier. And especially if you're doing high-speed cutting, it doesn't put a lot of heat on the part. So it's always good to keep in mind to use a good lubricant. Okay, so we can see the part is fit inside the hole, but there's a lot of material that needs to be removed. I figured I'd just show you guys, how it will look when it's getting close to being finished. And it seems like the barrel lug has a good amount of material on it to allow something to be staked inside of it. I'm not sure if that was the intentions of behind Stevens at the time, but I would say that this barrel lug is actually was a pretty good design. I guess the only way it would make it more suitable for a sling swivel to be added is that if they made the barrel lug longer in the front, so where there's a lot more real estate to work with. But so far, I'd say this thing is looking pretty good. Okay, so now we got the part cut down smooth. We're going to be adding flux and using matte gas and some silver solder to tin this part. Basically, tinning is when you heat the part up, you apply a layer of solder to this, and you let it cool off. The solder sticks, and what you're able to do is move it over to a part you want to attach it to. Then you just heat the part up again. The solder will melt, and as it cools off, it will solidify, holding the part basically permanently in place. Basically, so just apply some flux. And that's just to kind of make sure the solder stays wherever the flux is. Let's see. I'm gonna try to wick some of this away. There you go. So it smells like eggs. It smells like yeah, it smells like eggs. And let's start tinning it. Hope you guys can see this pretty well. Make sure I have enough that I can at least apply some to the top of that part. There we go. You have a layer tin or layer solder that's been tinned on top of the part. Still it's soft. What I'm gonna do is I shouldn't have wicked away that solder or that flux, so I'm gonna add more flux to it and then heat it up to see if we can get the flow around the base of that part. So let's give this another shot. Here we go. So we got so we got the tin that's got settled around the base of that part. Next to do is transfer it over to this part in the shotgun where I have the hole drilled, and I'm gonna remove some parts of the shotgun to get it to where I'll be able to heat the part up and get it to everything to kind of fall together inside that hole. Okay, so now I got this got the shotgun propped up with the magazine tube taken out. The reason I got this C-clamp on is because I understand that this lug is actually soldered to the barrel. So in case there's a chance the solder may weaken while I'm doing this, I want to at least have it supported by that, so that when it does cool off, it's not moving and it's not going anywhere. But then again, there's no flux anywhere else aside from where that hole is. So everything should stay in place. It's just a safe precaution. Let's see if we can heat this up and be able to push it into that hole. Alright. Alright, it's in there. Let me see if I can heat it up and just kind of press it in some more. It's gonna be it's kind of a tight fit. The excess solder broke off. The excess solder broke off. Let me see if I can put this in there. Alright. Try this again. Tighten this. I can see something bubbling up from underneath the lug. Alright, on tighter. So it's in place. Now I'm gonna see if I can just straighten out. So let me get some pliers. So let me see if I can straighten it out a bit more. Looks like that's in. I'm gonna straighten it out off camera just so I can make sure I get everything nice and lined up. Then we're gonna see if there's any more soldering that needs to be done. Here we go. It looks pretty good. It's on there. I say it's holding on pretty well. Still gonna let it cool down a bit before I take the clamp off. As you can see, this isn't it's not moving anywhere. What I'm going to do next, after everything's cooled off, I'm going to oil this up, and then I'm going to take it over to the grinding, to the wire brush wheel, and try to remove the excess solder from around it, so I give it a bit more of a professional look. And there you go. After I had to heat it up to remove some of the excess, let some of the excess flow out, and take some off with a chisel. But there it is. I may go over with some sandpaper, but so far it's a strong hold. Everything came out pretty well, and I think it's going to hold well as a sling swivel. But that's the video. Tell me what you guys think. Have you ever done anything like this before? Do you know any of other methods? One thing I did think of doing was maybe tapping and threading, but I don't have a tapper thread that size, so I went with the next best thing, which I guess seemed to be soldering. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please tell me what you think. If you want to help with the channel, just go to the home page of my YouTube channel. Look for the Give Up That Cheese button and send you to PayPal. You can donate whatever amount you like. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I'm going to address them. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. Please, if you're new to this channel, look forward to new videos to come, as well as check out my older videos. But that's my video installing a Sling Swivel. I'm Edward Jones. You guys take care, and God bless.